Exactly 2 centuries ago, John Keats, the torchbearer of Romanticism, wrote, and I'm quoting, "Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter." Now, if you wonder why I'm quoting the iconic Ode to a Grecian Urn, I shall tell you. If Keats were to write today about India's telecom sector, highly unlikely, but he would have written something like this: "Known blunders were bad, but those unknown are worse. The sector is in a royal mess. So what should the government do to save it? More importantly, what can the government do at this point to save it? And should these companies be saved at all? Or should they be left to fend for themselves? Who is to blame for this mess?" Lots of questions on Wion Edit. We'll take them one by one. Question number 1, what happens now? Vodafone Idea is staring at bankruptcy. British firm Vodafone says it will not put any money in this company. So telecoms are basically playing an old game with the government, the game of who blinks first. A bailout package is not the solution, but some sort of government intervention is needed. Question number 2, what can the government do then? It can start with revising the payment terms, we say. A 3-month deadline is not enough. Repayment needs to be phased out. Otherwise, there is no future for Vodafone Idea in India. This is something that the government can do. But there are other things that the government should do to prevent a repeat of this episode. And that's our third question. What should the government do? Since the dark days of the 2G scandal, telecom operators are buying spectrum through an auction mechanism. Is there any logic in collecting license fee or usage charge as revenue share? Should the telecom companies be forced to bleed due to high spectrum prices? Is there a level playing field in this sector? Why would new investors enter this market when there is no level playing field? These are the questions that the government should address and address them urgently. The next question, can firms like Vodafone Idea be saved at all? Yes, if payment is phased out over a long period of time. Should they be saved? Yes, the telecom market must have multiple players. This will make it competitive, efficient and innovative. The 5G transition is upon us. Killing companies ahead of this transition will send out a very wrong message to investors. Question number 5, how much are these companies to blame? Well, they're no holy saints. Why did they not prepare themselves for this kind of an order? They sought concessions and they made money. Now they don't want to pay the dues. Business is a long-term game and they cannot move forward without paying the dues. They must have some accountability. For the government, this is a catch-22 situation. If Vodafone shuts shop in India, it will hurt India's image. A big global player not being able to survive in India and giving a bailout is a bad precedent too. So knee-jerk reactions will not do in a situation like this. We need a regulatory overhaul. Question number 6, and that's the final one. Who is to blame for this almighty mess? The government and the telcos both. Exorbitant fees, policy flip-flops, a bureaucracy that views these sectors as means to fund public spending, and an industry that threatens to bring down the economy with itself. They're all to blame. The telecom story is a tale of caution. Our message to the government, don't rob Peter to pay Paul. And to the telcos we say, understand the ethics of capitalism. You cannot speak free market and seek relief packages from the government all at the same time.